So thanks a lot for coming along and talking to us. We're here at Knockhill and we're talking to Michael Macpherson, who is on the right, and you are 16 years old.
Yeah, 16 years old, yeah.
Correct. And Ross, and you are the grand old age of?
17, a bit older, yeah.
Right, so the combined age of you guys is still much younger than me.
Yeah.
But you're doing the job I would have loved to have done. Right, so if I come on to you, Ross, you've just had a win there, where you were miles ahead, really dominating the race. So you want to tell us just a wee bit about that?
Yeah, I think it all came from the start of the race. So my start, I would say, has got to be one of the best I've had yet this year. A lot of my practicing came from Macpherson, so with the new car and getting it set up for that track, I think just getting a good start, really gives you a good race. So yeah, the first 3 laps was important, gaining that gap, and then once you look in the mirrors, see a little bit of traffic in your back, a bit of battling, you're thinking, right, this can really be my race now. So yeah, start the race, it's yours, and then banging the laps for the next 5 or 6, and then bring it home to the checkered flags. That was an easy enough race for me, but yeah, it sure looked a bit easier from the crowd, I think.
So you said a new car. Do you want to tell us why you required a new car for people that don't know?
Yes, so unfortunately for me, I had I'd say a big shunt, but I think a lot of people would explain it in different words. But yeah, I had a massive roll here last month in the last race in the David Leslie Trophy. A bit unfortunate, a bit more of a racing instant, but things could have happened differently and it could have might not happen. But yeah, due to that crash, I've had to find a lot more budget. I find a lot more damage payments and get the car back out on the grid. But yeah, we're happy, we're here now, and I can't thank the team enough in getting it back out.
Fantastic. So what about your season overall so far? How's it been going?
I think it's been a bit mixed. The first 4 races of the season obviously couldn't go any better. 4 wins, 4 fastest laps. The points came in really nicely, but after having a bit of unfortunate luck at last month's races, with the national being there as well, the plan was to look after the Scottish Championship, stay calm in it, and just bring back the points. But the opposite happened. I went really well in the national, and the Scottish had 2 DNFs, so that's really put me in the back foot with points scoring this year with the 2 drop rounds. So for me now, it's just consistently finishing every race.
Excellent. So, Michael, yourself, you want to give us a little bit about your background this season and how things are going?
Yeah, well, this last year wasn't racing, just mainly down to budget. Then 2016 at the start of this year, and I managed to get it sorted to race Formula Ford with Graham. So I was absolutely delighted with that even before the season started. And then didn't really expect to be where we were at the moment. Like the first few races were quite steady. Had a lot of problems with the car, because the car had sat there all last year. So yeah, I had quite a lot of problems first few races. Then the last round got it all sorted and finished 3rd, partly down to Ross and Kenny coming off. But we were fighting for a genuine 3rd as well. So even though I came 3rd because they came off, it was genuine pace. And then again today had some good pace. Was a bit unfortunate at the start of the race. Got caught back battling for 5th, but it's a really good race, battling with Seb and Clay, who've done it for like much longer than me and got much more experience. Like this is just my 4th race in it, so yeah, delighted with how it's going, and hopefully can just improve from there.
Excellent. So you're both racing for Graham Brunton Racing. So what's that like?
Yeah,
I say it's a bit mixed because going from teams that I've been in before, almost my whole career has been with my dad. So I think getting into a team of teammates has changed me as a person. It's brought me out of my shell, as you can probably tell. But yeah, I love it. I think we've got 2 really fast. I think I've got 2 really fast teammates that came on so well over this course of this year, and they're definitely going to be giving me a race 100%.
Excellent, Michael.
Yeah, for me it's great having like 2 older experienced teammates like Ross and Seb, and the amount I've learnt from Ross like this year has been unbelievable.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm saying this because he's here, but it's been great, and like having Craig and Graham and Neil in the car, it's been great, and yeah, really looking forward to the rest of the year.
It's funny that you say that because my next question was going to be, what's it like as a relationship for you guys as teammates? How do you share lots of information? Do you work together for the the good of the team? Because sometimes single-seater drivers, you're looking across the garage and your teammate is your next competitor. So how is the relationship with you guys?
Since this is my first year in cars, like Ross has been very helpful because I'm not a threat at the moment. So yeah, he's been really helpful. And when I come in, he's gone over my GoPro footage and pointed out where I could go better and stuff. And that's been invaluable, to be honest. It's been great.
I think like Michael said, Michael's obviously going to come on this year, huge leaps and bounds, and I've seen it already. He's going to be a threat at one point in the season, but for me, getting him up to speed is what I like to see, and that will obviously help me in the championship running. So having him up the front, even at his first race of the season, is a bonus. So yeah, helping you out, I'm more than happy to do that. And obviously having Seb there as well, he's fast, so I don't need to teach Seb things personally, because obviously he's been in it longer than me. So it's more of a kind of just staying friends with Seb and making sure we don't fall out. But yeah, we get on well, and there's no hassle.
Excellent. And I suppose that's the thing, that if you're working together and pushing each other on, ultimately it will just make you both quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what you want, which is the
Of
best for
course.
the team. So, what is the best thing about being a racing driver?
That's a hard one. Probably cross the line first, ultimately. And I know it's quite a lot. It's quite a hard question. There's so many things that come with it. For me, it's just actually driving, physically driving the car. Like all the stuff out the car, yeah, it's great and all that. But for me, it's just being behind the wheel of a car and just driving it. That's all I want to do, really.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a hard one to speak about. I mean, I don't like to class myself as a racing driver. I'm up here racing a Formula 4 round Knockhill, so I would like to say obviously I'm enjoying where I'm at, but you know, if things were to progress in the future, you know, you got to look at, you know, where you're travelling to, like the cultures you see, people you meet. I think a lot of it's like, you know, changing your personality and going through life in different places. You know, for me, the travelling that I've been doing this year, actually helping coach a driver in go-karts, has changed me as well. And speaking to a younger person, like Kieran here, it's all about, you know, speaking to the younger drivers, and I think giving something back is what I've enjoyed most about this year. Yeah.
Brilliant. I've not introduced Kieran, so just so everybody knows, we have a young star of the future here. Want to give us a wee wave? Kieran Conkey, and we'll be coming on to him later. He'll ask a few wee questions as well. So that's great. We said about the best thing about being a racing driver, even if you don't class yourself as a racing driver. What are things that people maybe wouldn't understand? What, you know, demands that you've got? Obviously, you've got to keep fit, things like that. So.
It's a hard one, yeah, because like I said, it's a Formula 4, but I like to try to keep myself fit for anything. So if I get a call tomorrow, see you have to drive an F3 car, you know, I want to be fit enough for that. So of course fitness is priority, but you know, I've got friends that are coming up this weekend, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen them in over a week or 2 weeks time. And you know, at school you see them throughout, but now that I've left school, I have a job, I have this at weekends, you know, I'm a busy person, so there's a lot of sacrifices you have to take, and that's just the way it goes in motorsport. But I think, like Michael says, getting that buzz of jumping in a car, switched on the engine and going is just, you can't beat it.
So Michael, yourself?
Yeah, Ross summed that up pretty well. Well, obviously I was going to 4th year, so I'm still in school. But nah, just the sacrifices, and especially I think racing down south, like living up in Scotland, that's hard. Like sometimes we'd be leaving Thursday, be back 2 o'clock on Monday morning, then going to school again, being away the next Thursday. But it's definitely all worth it, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. But yeah, it is hard, and especially trying to find the budget. That's been the biggest thing. Like someone that raced Formula 4 for Graham a few years ago, Phil Hooker, thanks to him, that's really the reason I'm out on the grid this year. Like at the start of the year, it looked like we weren't going to do anything, just down to budget. I'd be watching from the sidelines, the pit wall, but last minute Phil came along and went, nah, don't want to see that happen, and he's actually given us his car all year for free. So that was unbelievable help, and I can't thank Phil enough for that.
That's great. You're talking about having to travel down south, so we're Scottish, this is super fast Scots. So what Scottish drivers have been a big inspiration to you guys personally?
I don't know, because any of the young ones, I wouldn't say they've inspired me. If I'd say anyone that's inspired me, or anyone I more look up to, would be like so Johnny Adam, Dario Franchitti, all the names you'd imagine. But no, I wouldn't say any the young ones have inspired me, because at the end of the day I want to be racing them and beating them, because they're a similar age and that. But more just following them, and it's great what they've done. I think Kieran, Sandy, Ross Wiley, all of them, and just follow what they're doing would be the ultimate.
Johnny Adam, as you mentioned, though, what an incredible result at Le Mans. I mean, probably one of the most exciting finishes to the Le Mans 24 hours I can ever remember. As an inspiration, as a driver, you know, a great role model. Ross, what about yourself?
I think it's a funny one for me, because with my relationship with Alan, a lot of people ask me who is your favourite driver and who's been, you know, one of your favourite F1 drivers, and I like to say Alan, but obviously not. I don't try to say that to keep him happy or to keep him cush, but you know, I watched some of his footage, and it's not from when he was in F1, it was when he was doing his pre-season testing for Marlboro when he was in Formula 1. He was actually a Formula 3000 driver, and they would pay him to jump in the car and do some tests. Now, I've seen footage of those tests around Suzuka, and he's only 17 years old, and they are some impressive footage to watch. So I think going back to that, he's achieved so much in his career, especially in sports cars. And I think after watching what's happened to Johnny and obviously Sandy and Cian, you know, I'm now looking at sports cars as my route, and yeah, what Alan's done is obviously something I would love to do, but to win 3 times around Le Mans is impressive, so I look up to him without a doubt.
Excellent. Yeah, very impressive round Suzuka. He almost managed to clear the debris fencing at the 130R, if you've ever seen that as well,
Yeah,
which
Crash, yeah.
almost as spectacular as than 11 rolls or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
So talking about great circuits, if you could have one circuit and one racing car, what would the circuit be and what would the car be?
I don't know. For me, it'd be a track and a car that I've never driven. It'd be, I'd probably say Spa in an LMP car, LMP3, LMP2, LMP1, one of them. That'd be, for me, that would be the ultimate.
Or Rouge flat out?
Yeah.
Ross?
See, now that he said that, it's put me in the back foot. I was going to say Alton Park, personally. Not because I've had a little bit of good results down there. I just think it is a driver's track, you know.
Brilliant.
I think going round that long island left-hand bend, if you were in, say, a British F3 car, that is on the limit. So for me, maybe not dream tracking car, but having a British F3 around Alton Park would really make me smile.
Excellent. So, single seaters at the moment, very difficult, you know, progressing up the ladder from a budget point of view and stuff. So, where do you see your future? Is it going to be single seaters? Is it going to be sports cars?
It's a hard one, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, I've been there, got the t-shirt kind of with the whole sponsor deal and losing it, unfortunately for me. But I think single seaters, Formula Ford 1600s is as far as I can get in single seaters. I've raced at quite a high level in British F4, and I think that the money that is spent in that championship is just way out of context. It should not be that much. So for me, I think this is a limit for single seaters. So
Yeah.
if I have to do it next year, I'll do it next year. But yeah, you've got to look at GT4, you know, even GT3, sports car route in Britain is quite strong right now, and especially having Keane and Sandy doing a great job. You know, I would always love to jump in a car and try, you know, do a job that they're doing, because obviously they're getting people to help them. So if I can equal them, then surely someone can help me.
Yeah. Michael?
Yeah, Ross summed that up very well, actually.
Very
Like,
similar.
ideally, that's what I'd like to do, because there is a route through GTs. Like, we won't be going anywhere single seater wise after this, and ideally, I'd like to do another year in this, because this is my first year in cars, and try go for the win the championship next year, and then after that, I can see like there is a route through GT. So ideally, that's where I want to go and work my way up through the ladder. But yeah, it is very hard, and yeah, it's a ruthless sport.
Oh, but we forget we have the Mazda scholarship, so
Yeah, the road to Indy.
you know, you've got to think of that. You know, so whoever wins it this year, they've got a massive opportunity to go out there. And you know, Neil doing it last year, 1 in 16 drivers. You know, for whoever's doing that, you know, I would say be 100% fit, be 100% prepared to talk to anyone, and you know, live the lifestyle that you will be out there if you win it. Because I think going out there and doing a mega job and showing people that Scottish champions have strong drivers, it needs to be done, because of course that's a route that could be possible out there, but it's
Yeah.
going to take a lot of hard work to win it. So I've got to look at that. Obviously, the way I am in the championship position, but you know, I've not won it yet. But you know, that is obviously that's plan B if that goes well.
Excellent. So, both you guys have a karting background, is that correct?
Yeah.
That's right.
So, we have Kieran Conkey. Hello, Kieran. How you doing?
Hello.
So, do you have a question for the guys?
Yeah, if you were to give me a bit of information, what would it be?
You left the hard question to
Yeah.
last, haven't you? Don't know. I think that's a hard one.
So let's talk about it. So what level would you race at?
Cadet.
Right, so you're cadet level, so you're almost at the path where you're going to be going jumping into juniors. So for me, learning how to understand data, take in criticism. I think as you grow up as you go up and grow up as in general in karting life and world life, you know, you need to go along with the ups and downs, because I've had a lot of ups and downs in my karting career. I think taking them is going to make you such a better person. So for me, definitely learn how to take all that in, but just keep doing what you're doing. You know, I've heard a lot of things about you, so I think all you got to do is just do what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the way to go, and always just like needing to be hungry for it and like working hard, just doing anything you can just to keep going and keep building on what you're doing, and yeah, just keep pushing forward always. And yeah, there's gonna be like massive lows, but keep pushing through them, and there's gonna be massive highs, isn't there? So it's all worth it in the end, and yeah, just hard work will pay off.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming along and talking to us. I wish you the best of luck for race 2 coming up today, and also for the rest of the season.
Perfect. Cheers.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
thank you very much.
See ya.
Cheers.